Today I'm talking to Joe Murphy, Artistic Director of the Sherman Theatre. He took up the post in July of 2019, but let's find out what he's got in store for the next 12 months. I suppose the first thing, Joe, is you've been here since July. I mean, has it taken a few months to settle into the Sherman, to Cardiff, to Wales?
Yeah, I definitely think so. It's like, moving to a new country, it's this kind of really exciting moment to take stock, I think, both of myself, but also of this sort of new sector that I'm moving into. So, I mean, I knew Cardiff a bit. I've directed a few shows at Royal Welsh, and so I used to live actually just down the road in Splot for a month at a time, each time I did the show, so I got to know it a bit. And weirdly, my sort of friendship group is all Welsh expats back in London. So I've sort of always heard so many things about this country, about the art scene in this country. I've worked with so many of the actors, I've worked with a few of the writers and always been so impressed. So when I got here, I guess I was just really hungry to meet everyone, to see as much work as I could, to hear what was going on, what people loved about the place, what they wanted to work on, what felt strong in the arts sector, what felt like it could do with a bit of new energy and new ideas. So yeah, it's definitely taken me a few months of basically sitting in this foyer, sort of back to back every day, and it's just a real privilege to just meet great artists, great producers, great companies, and just hear what they're up to and what they love about the place and how the Sherman might be able to interact with them and help them out. And it's definitely taken a few months, but I feel like I'm getting my head around it slowly. And I know we were just talking, the Eisteddfod was a real moment for me because, I mean, it's just incredible. I've never been to anything like it in my life. It's so sort of culturally and artistically Welsh. It's uncompromisingly Welsh, and it's anarchic and it's chaotic and it's beautiful and it's angry and it's joyous, and I just was kind of blown away by that kind of cultural life that seems to sit under this whole country. And I think I just thought, wow, if I can kind of capture that, get that on stages and get that out into the world, that would be a really exciting thing to do.
You take over from Rachel O'Riordan, who in her time here has moved this theatre into a position of supporting new writers, new Welsh voices, really. I mean, is that legacy something that you want to be building on?
Yes, definitely. I mean, what Rachel did here was extraordinary. So impressive, and I definitely feel like a very small person standing on the shoulder of a huge giant, and that's a real privilege as well. I think that exactly as you say, that new writing aspect of what Rachel did here was so thrilling. And I've always been in new writing for 10, 11 years maybe. So that's all I've ever really known. So I was definitely keen to try and bring that skill set here. And it's the thing to me, I suppose, I find most exciting is new plays, new voices, people from today sort of just expressing their truth, articulating themselves, challenging the form, challenging the narratives that we live by and that we understand ourselves by.
So is this going to be a home for new Welsh writers, or perhaps just a spiritual home for new Welsh writers?
I hope both spiritual and physical. That would be the joy, that we can sort of say, you belong. This is it. This is your home. It might be that you're working with other companies or theatres around Wales, the UK, or the world, but even so, you're always welcome here, whether it's space to work, space to think, space to meet, space to talk about creative ideas, space to be challenged, space to sort of complain, space to rage, whatever it is, that you always know you can walk through this door and you're home and you're welcome, and we want to talk to you, we want to hear from you, and we want to support your journey in any way that we can.
Sherman is in the centre of Cardiff. Is it a theatre for Cardiff? Is it a theatre for Wales? Is it a theatre for wider than that?
Yes, and well, I mean, you've sort of literally nearly sort of articulated our mission there, which is for Cardiff, for Wales, for everyone. We absolutely are a local theatre. We really like to think of ourselves as that. We feel like we're in the heart of Cardiff and that we are the heart of Cardiff. That's what we aspire to be, and we want to take our local stories and take the stories of Cardiff and the people of Cardiff. We want to put them centre stage. But then once we've done that, we want to reach broader than that. And as I know we said it earlier, but that idea of a local story with a global resonance, the more specific, I think, and local you are to your story and truthful to your individual idiosyncratic experience, weirdly, in that specificity, you sort of can achieve a universality that is really, really exciting. So yeah, we absolutely want to start here, start with Cardiff always, but then kind of send out radar messages of kind of love and hope to the rest of the world as well.
We were here in 12 months' time.
Yes.
Would there be changes to the Sherman?
Well, I might look slightly more broken and, and exhausted. I mean, I suppose, yeah, there would be changes, I hope. I sort of have always felt there's slightly more evolutions necessarily than changes. There's sort of like a progression in what the Sherman has always been about and always done. But I hope you'd see even more writers in this building. You'd see even more writers in this cafe working away. You'd see even more writers under commission for us. You'd see even more communities gathering here and feeling an ownership of this space and feeling comfortable in this space. And you would have just seen a year of work that saw us co-produced with one of our national companies, with the National Theatre in London, with Theatre Uncut, an amazing UK political theatre company. You'll have seen self-produced work, you'll have seen toured work, you'll have seen work for children, you'll have seen work for families, you'll have seen work for Cardiff, you'll have seen work for the diverse communities in Cardiff, you'll have seen Unheard Voices be championed in our writer programmes. You know, like, I hope that you would see all of that bubbling life and energy exist within this building throughout the day and on our stages in the evening.
Just a very quick question on the writing front, because we talk about unheard voices and very new voices, and I sit here as a woman and say, what about women's voices? Are women's voices going to be a priority?
Yes, definitely. That's a huge priority for me. So we're planning this thing called the Unheard Voices Project. So each year we will choose a community or section of the community that we feel isn't being represented in our writers or in the stories that we're telling, and offer a sort of 12-month series of masterclasses from exceptional practitioners who have come from that community, talking to that community about how they've done it, their experiences, the challenges they face, the triumphs they've made. And our first year will be female voices. So we'll, hopefully on International Women's Day next year, we'll launch an all-female writers group that will be a place to sort of connect, inspire and empower female Welsh or Wales-based writers. We'll offer masterclasses from exceptional female practitioners. And I suppose hopefully that does a number of things. One is it creates a sort of safe space for those writers to come together, to talk about the things they want to talk about and to express themselves. It encourages skills sharing within our sector. And then finally, it's slightly selfishly, it means we can meet loads of amazing writers, get to know their work, get to know them, and then hopefully get them into commissioning and get them onto our stages. And by doing that, I think that, like, with theatre particularly, like, everything else follows behind the writer. Like, because if a writer writes from their community, you then need actors from that community, you need directors from that community, you need designers from that community. And then that community will want to see that show because it talks to them and about them. So I feel like if we can get that bit right, everything else can kind of follow behind.
Sure, thank you very much.